particularly special honor, Your Excellency, given that you are the most senior direct descendant of the Lady of Noble Birth from the chiefly household of Naisamunanga, and to
Good evening. Nisambula vinaka salamu alaikum. Namaste. I am delighted and indeed honored to be here addressing you, the former students of Adi Cakobau School, a school which has had very close personal links with my family. Adi Cakobau School, as you have heard, is named after Andilitia Cakobau, a granddaughter of Ratu Epeli, the Vunivalu of Mbau. Adi Cakobau, a lady of great beauty, was the mother of my father, Ratu Edward Tungi Tuivonovo Cakobau, who was the first chairman of the Board of Governors of the school until his passing, when my late older brother, Ratundreona Misimisi, succeeded him as chairman of the board. Until recently, we have always been given the honor of having a member of the family on the board. Originally, the school, as you have heard, was named Andi Beti, but because of my father's influence and that of another Mbawan, Ratu Salala Skuna, the name was changed to Adi Cakobau, and I believe a more appropriate name for a school. Andi Beti remained the name of a popular passenger boat. So thank you for inviting me to be part of your celebrations once again. My brother, Ratu Kanauto, is also here with me, and there are other members of the family here. 66 years ago, on the 1st October 1948, Adi Cakobau School opened its gates to let in 62 girls between the ages of 10 and 16 to become its first students. I am covering the history of the school as such, so that those of you who are welcome strangers to the school should know something about it and why the school ticks. They came from all over Fiji and were given an all-round education with the aim of preparing them to be exemplary citizens and to be good leaders, and thus to help in facilitating the work of leaders like the rokos, doctors, teachers, and other community leaders. In other words, to become good wives. They were thus trained in good housekeeping practices, taught the basics in mothercraft, learned to cook and sew, as well as to become skilled in the art of mat weaving and other traditional handicraft. However, from the very beginning, while the initial aim for the establishment of Adi Cakobau School did not lose its focus, the school also set out to teach the girls academic subjects in preparation for a much wider role than that initially envisaged by the government at the time. The school curricula at Adi Cakobau School from the very beginning always placed emphasis on the development of the total person. Academic excellence, together with the nurturing of the physical and the aesthetic development of the students, became important, Sports, music, the teaching of authentic Fijian culture, art, and drama were aspects that were integral to life at RaNadi Cakobau School. The focus at RaNadi Cakobau School was to educate girls to take their rightful place in society and to empower them to do the very best that they were capable of, and to being true to the motto to, quote, leave the world better than they found it, unquote. The prime mover and shaker in setting up this wider uplifting role was none other than the first principal of RaNadi Cakobau School, Miss Frances Lillian Charlton, whose, quote, indomitable spirit, no-nonsense attitude, gifted vision, and apparently limitless energy left many by the wayside, unquote. Many of you here know that very well. And on top of that, she had a feisty, can-do attitude where all results were to be achieved on time and to perfection. Now, those of us who had the privilege to meet her and witness firsthand her outstanding achievements for RaNadi Cakobau School will always be grateful and will never forget her. The girls of RaNadi Cakobau School were thus trained to be proud of who they were, their identity, their culture, their heritage, their womanhood, and their education, on par with, if not better, than that of their male counterparts. The number of former scholars who put their hands up in the last general election is indicative of RaNadi Cakobau School still living up to its motto and still championing the cause of women. Now, everybody loves a party. RaNadi Cakobau School was no exception. Celebrating the school birthday with a big mangiti under the huge Wakatun law on the lawn at Sawani was something the school community looked forward to annually. I remember in the early 60s, I was part of such a celebration when I was a student at Queen Victoria School. I recall that in that year, Sir Kenneth Maddox, the governor of the country, was the chief guest, and other notable guests were the heads of government departments, members of the board of governors, some senior boys from QVS and RKS, and of course, the former students of RaNadi Cakobau School, who numbered less than 200 at the time. Today, it would be impractical to envisage a celebration of that magnitude for many practical reasons, one of which would be the exorbitant cost to the school. Now, it is therefore fitting that you, the former students, should take it upon yourselves to commemorate and celebrate the school birthday away from school, wherever you are. It is also fitting that you should mark your birthday celebrations with major projects and developments, such as you had in the opening of Charlton House last year. On other occasions, you have chosen to give gifts to the school in the form of books, school equipment such as computers, and even built facilities such as a hall. These are indeed commendable, and I congratulate you all for your generosity. Perhaps I could throw down a challenge for you to consider for future celebrations to commemorate the birthday of the school. You will all agree with me that RaNadi Cakobau School was not only highly acclaimed for its achievements, but it was also one of the best endowed schools in the country. I challenge you, therefore, that you might look to those less fortunate around you and celebrate the school's birthday by giving of yourselves to those who might need your help because they always need a helping hand. I realize that many of you are members of NGOs and charitable organizations, and that you have challenged and channeled your help and assistance that way. I know that at one time the ACS Old Girls Association was synonymous with YWCA. I believe you still are, but just a friendly reminder. Remember that the emphasis here is on young, not old. And this must be vigorously encouraged. Your members have played active leadership roles in the Girl Guides movement. Many of your members have been active in the Cancer Society, and I congratulate you all for that. But you should question yourself, is that enough? Because I see before me this evening a talented group of ladies, renowned for your caring attitude and your ever-ready willingness to assist the less fortunate. Now, with the Sawani spirit of Waimanukui, dare I hope that you will move tonight and be a sponsor for a group that needs your assistance. Sandriani, Osivini Timaima Yalumida, or in everyday parlance, over to you. May Adi Cakobau School continue to prosper and fulfill the aspirations of those who enter the school to learn. And may the students go out and endeavor hard to fulfill the motto, leave the world better than they found it. May I wish the members of the Adi Cakobau School alumni and Adi Cakobau School a happy 66th anniversary. And in doing so, I wish to propose a toast and request you all to be upstanding. It is my honor and pleasure to give you the toast, the 66th anniversary of Adi Cakobau School. Nimbula. Cheers. Thank you. Vinakapakalevu. Shukriya. Bahud Dynawad.